everyone, my name is Catherine. Today I'm going to talk about the violent video games should be banned from children. Nowadays, children are spending hours on their video games. More than 90% of the video games contains graphic violence. Aggressive video games can affect kids' minds by changing their behaviors and becoming violent. By just observing my siblings at home, I see them spending several hours a day playing video games. I notice that they begin to change their behavior when they lose the game and becoming very aggressive. The video games that they're playing is called Fortnite, which is a very graphic and violent game. According to the article, violent video game should be provided from children by author Maktar Jarrow mentions that there are studies that shows a strong influence between violence mediums and acts of violence, an ever-growing body of research actually supports the idea that violent video games can make kids act in their real-world relationships. This means that violence video games make children more aggressive. I see this in my own siblings, that because these games involve a lot of shooting and killing, they begin to resort to physical aggression when they don't get their way. It seems that teachers in primary schools are having issues with children's behaviors. They're becoming aggressive and violent because of video games called Fortnite. According to the website, Fortnite warning schools tell parent game is making children aggressive ahead of new release by author Mike Wright cites that many children have shown a bad attitude and behavior in classroom. In the school, Gloucestershire. We have a number of children who their behavior have deteriorated as a result of what seems to be playing Fortnite. So aggressive behavior and language which they have here online. Younger children that play Fortnite have access to play with different kind of people, which means that children are not only playing with other kids the same age, there are also adults playing the game. So therefore, kids can lead this kind of language. The purpose of the video game is to compete with different people online and win a battle. In order to win a battle, you have to match to the death. Moreover, kids under the age of 12 do not have as developed brain as a teenager. According to the online website, the violent video games affecting kid behavior with real guns by author Tracy Pedersen. It states that study shows that kids between 8 to 12 after playing only 20-minute Minecraft are more likely to pawn and use a gun. A total of 222 children have found a gun while they're playing. The findings show that nearly 62% of 76 children who play the video game with gun violence have touched a gun. Violent video games make children more aggressive, and the use of violent video games encourages the risk of trigger pulls. Additionally, violent video games have led to children being aggressive at school towards women because these video games teach kids that violence is a way to solve problems. According to an online website, the violent video games contribute to youth violence. Author Procon Howard mentions that kids who play video games are more likely to bully other people. Violent video game Violent video games have been blamed for school shootings, increased bullying, and violence towards women. Kids that play violent video games are starting to use what they know from game at school. In conclusion, violent video games should be banned from children. Parents should not let kids use certain video games that contains graphic violence. Violence Violence video games can change kids' brain behavior to be more aggressive. The only way we can avoid this if we stop letting or buying children's violent video games. Thank you so much.